Hi, this is Leah from Girls on Games. We went behind the scenes at WB Games Montreal to take a look at LEGO Legends of Chima Online, the new free-to-play MMORPG based around the successful toy line and television show of the same name. We got to speak with Louis, the game's creative director, about some of the game's features.
For those of us who are not really familiar with the series yet, can you give us a little rundown of what the game's all about?
Well, the game is all about, the toy line, of course, and the TV show for those who've seen it on Teletoon. So we're basically a online action-adventure RPG MMO. A lot of big differences compared to other games that you might have played before. Our character progression is not about just the character, it's about what you build within your world. So you can have all these cool buildings, and each of the building has a specific functionality that will make your character what he's going to be when you go battle with your friends online. So if you want to be a healer, you build healing buildings that will give you powers to heal your friends. If you want to be an awesome warrior, you can create your own weapons using building instructions very similar to what you would find in toys and Lego bricks in order to build them.
MMO, traditionally, we think Diablo, we think Torchlight, but this game's spun for a younger audience so that parents and children can play together. How'd you guys work around that?
First of all, it's all about accessibility and the toy line itself. Our game is somewhat complex. Most MMOs are. However, it's introduced through a longer period of time. It's a slower experience, in a sense, but very empowering. And the more they play and learn about the world of Chima, the more powerful they become and the more they have access to.
So this being an online game, security is always an issue because parents, they want to make sure that their kids are not meeting people that probably they shouldn't be online or sharing information that they probably shouldn't be online. How do you guys circumvent that situation so that parents will be a little bit more at ease?
Well, first of all, step one, parent or player, meaning might be a kid, creates an account. We don't require any personal information, so we ask for a username, a password, and your parental email. The account's created, you go in game, you don't have access to a chat. We use a chat system that's contextual, so you can actually interact with items to communicate specific sentences based on the context of what's going on in game. But we do have players that do want to chat and being able to type. So if that happens, the player can actually click on Unlock Chat, which will require a parental email again. Parents need to create an account in order to unlock it. Now, some kids are very sneaky and they can do that on their own, right? So what we did is we opted for a filtering system. So we use a whitelist system, which basically, if a word doesn't exist on our whitelist, kids can't communicate it. And in our whitelist, there's no names, addresses, numbers, phone numbers, etc., bad words, profanity, basically. And also the benefit of a whitelist, if, kids are sneaky also, and they'll figure out ways around filtering system. But if, you try and invent a way to go around it, well, the word won't exist in our whitelist. So chances of you trying to use bad words is very close to none. So we're making it safe, and we're also making sure that we keep the parents updated on what their kids are doing in the game just through the email system.
Even though it's probably a game that someone might think Legos and the TV show together being more children-oriented, there's definitely a hardcore aspect to it.
We specifically made a game that mom and dad will like to play with their kids. Gamers are old like me now, so I want to play games, and I want to play a game with my child. That's the perfect opportunity. We really wanted to make something that a family could experience together, and it's the reason why there's some hardcore element to it.
Being a father, did you think that helped in developing the game and thinking about situations that a parent might encounter with a child who wants to get involved in gaming these days?
Yeah, I've been thinking about all the situations and the security and everything, and also making sure that my kid could actually play it. And I think that's one of the other reasons why we did do the iOS version, because my 5-year-old doesn't care that much about a mouse. He cares about the tablet more than anything.
Did you find it challenging going around the differences in controls for a mouse versus touch controls?
No, not that much. Basically the mouse pointer versus your finger came up the same thing. However, we did do some things differently. They're the same game, they're the same functionality. It's just that there's different little subtleties in order to pull in a UI to chat or pull in a UI to open up your main menu. But the controls are pretty much the same. You either click or you tap. I challenge people to find the differences. It's there. You'll notice it if you look really well.
You pretty much have to put the two things side by side to be able to tell the difference. And lastly, it's a Lego game. So there's lots of building. And from your presentation earlier that we got to see, pretty much every single Lego structure in the game can be built by hand. Have you tried to build any of them?
No. We have our resident master builder here, Nathan Proudlove, and he's a professional builder. And that was very important for us to have somebody in-house that could actually build all these structures based on the actual style that was defined by the Lego group. Like a lion building is different than a raven building, and a rhino building is different than a lion building. Nathan actually brought everything to life, so he built everything and makes sure that anything that's in the game is actually buildable in real life. And, well, you'll see the actual result in game. But I don't know if I have the patience that... Seriously, some of them are like 5,000 pieces.